Hi dear students, in the last presentation we have discussed about isothermal transformation curve or TTT diagram, time temperature transformation diagram. In that diagram we have obtained the diagram based on the isothermal temperature cooling processes. That is, during the cooling processes we have kept the temperature constant, and for varying isothermal temperature cooling processes, what will be the final product, what will be the final microstructure, everything we have discussed. For slow rate cooling we will finally obtain coarse perlite, and if the cooling rate is slightly increased, then we will be having a fine perlite structure. For a further faster rate we will obtain bainite. Bainite is still divided into two, and finally we will be getting a hard structure, that is what is known. For a very high cooling rate, if the cooling rate does not touch the nose of the TTT diagram, then we will be getting martensite. That thing and all we have discussed in the last presentation. But the TTT diagram actually is a theoretical diagram, we can say. We will not get what is the effect of the cooling rate. If the cooling rate is actually varying just in an industrial purpose, we cannot cool a particular substance isothermally. That is very difficult to cool it. So usually in the manufacturing processes and all, that is happening in the large industries as far as practical is concerned. So what we will do is we will be going for not a constant temperature cooling. So isothermal cooling is very rare in the practical case, so that diagram is not at all useful for us. So we will be going for a realistic diagram, that is what is known as continuous cooling transformation or CCT diagram. So this diagram is much helpful rather than the TTT diagram. So this is mostly used by the engineers in the practical field. Okay, those who are involved in the manufacturing process and all, this diagram will be much helpful for them, because this diagram clearly depicts the influence of the cooling rate on the final microstructure that we are going to obtain. Okay, sometimes for a particular period we will be cooling at a much slower rate. After that we will be slightly increasing the cooling rate. Sometimes we will be even keeping the temperature almost constant, like that. Different cooling rates may be applied within a cooling process itself. So we cannot exactly predict what will be the final structure based on the TTT diagram. That is the difficulty with the TTT diagram or isothermal transformation diagram. So that's why this diagram is introduced, and it is much helpful. Continuous cooling transformation or CCT diagram. In industrial practice, steel is rarely isothermally transformed, rather continuously cooled from austenizing temperature to room temperature at different cooling rates. So this is the practical thing happening. Never it is cooled in a constant temperature bath or constant in a constant temperature environment. No steel is being cooled in an industries. So in a practical case, we won't go for a isothermal cooling, and instead of that we will be continuously cooling. So always the heating process will be up to the stable austenitic range, or above the austenitic temperature we will be heating a particular steel, then we will be cooling it, or we will be allowing the steel to cool down. So that is what is usually happening in every heat treatment processes. So continuously cooled from austenizing temperature. So initial temperature or the starting temperature of the cooling curve will be from the austenizing temperature, or initially the steel will have stable austenized structure in it before cooling starts. From that structure it is continuously cooled to the room temperature, of course with different cooling rates. CCT depicts the transformation temperature and time relationship during continuously cooling. So this will give you clear information about the dependency of the time and continuous cooling rate on the final microstructure that we are going to obtain. As isothermal transformation diagram is valid only for constant temperature, this diagram should be modified for transformation that occurs at varying temperature. That's why this diagram is introduced. So varying temperature means continuous cooling. Since cooling is in varying temperature for continuous cooling, the time required for a reaction to begin and end is delayed. Already we studied the isothermal transformation or TTT diagram. So if you compare with the TTT diagram, in actual case if the cooling temperature is varying, that means what will happen is the beginning time or the temperature for a particular reaction to take place will be delayed, as well as ending also will be delayed. So that modification is being made in the TTT diagram before not before, in order to obtain the CCT diagram. Here the curves are shifted towards right If the curve is shifted towards right means we will have longer time, and slightly downward that means lower temperature. I will explain with the figure. See here, you can see that figure. This dotted line was our TTT diagram. So starting from here, this dotted line shows the starting point of the uh, transformation of the austenite to the pearlite or bainite or martensite, whatever may be the final product. Anyway, this region we will have the complete austenite, stable structure of the steel. That is what is called austenite. We will call it as gamma structure. So here we will have gamma iron, gamma form, austenite form. So from if you are talking about the TTT diagram, what happens is, if the cooling starts at a constant temperature, cooling will be at a constant temperature for isothermal cooling. So at say at 600 degrees Celsius, cooling starts. That means from here to here for this much time, from this point to this much time, that is from here to here, this much time, there is no transformation will take place. Once it reaches this curve, that is the starting point of the transformation of the austenite to final structure, pearlite, bainite, whatever it may be. So this line shows the starting point of the transformation, and this dotted line, that is the next line for the TTT diagram, this dotted line, inner line, that is the ending point of the transformation. So always isothermal lines are drawn horizontally, and for a 600 degrees Celsius, this point will be the starting point of the austenite transformation, and this point will be the ending point of the austenite transformation. But if the cooling is continuous, that means cooling is done at varying temperature, then what happens is this curve will be slightly shifted towards right. Then what happens is the time required for the starting of the transformation from austenite to final state will be delayed. That is what is discussed here. See, the time required for the reaction to begin and end is delayed. See, if the beginning of the transformation is delayed, means corresponding delay will be there in the final ending of the transformation also. So what will be the final products? That depends on the cooling rate. If the cooling rate is very high, slow cooling, that means here we will have coarse pearlite as the byproduct. That will be around 700, say above 700 degrees Celsius we will get coarse pearlite. See why 700 degrees Celsius means the eutectoid temperature is 727 above degrees Celsius. So at 727 degrees Celsius, steel will be at stable state of austenite. From there the transformation is starting. So below 727 degrees Celsius, austenite cannot be in a stable state, so it will transform to either to pearlite, bainite, martensite, etc. That are the different structures possible. Okay, so that transformation, if the temperature difference, if it is isothermally at 700 degrees Celsius, means the temperature difference is only 27 degrees Celsius. That means the cooling will take a long time. That is the meaning of slow cooling. So for a slow cooling, finally we will be getting coarse pearlite that we have discussed along with the TTT diagram. Similarly for faster cooling process, then we will be next getting fine pearlite, then bainite, like that. See, if a cooling rate is not touching the nose, this portion is the nose of the TTT diagram. If a cooling process is much faster, so that it is not touching the nose and it is directly leaving, that means the austenite is not at all transforming it to cementite or ferrite or some like that structure. It is directly transformed from austenite to, it is directly touching this. Once the curve line touches this M start indicates martensite starting point. So alpha ion is directly transformed into martensite. That is what is happening. So a cooling curve, see, if a cooling rate is much lower, then it will be like this. If cooling rate increases, means it will become like this. Faster cooling rate means it will be something like this. If much more faster means it will be going like this. So one curve can, there is a possibility that at least one curve will be passing just touching the nose of this curve. That is what is known as critical cooling curve. So if the cooling rate is faster than the critical cooling rate, then there won't be any formation of the pearlite, bainite, etc. Instead, austenite will be directly transformed into martensite. So for a much faster cooling rate, we will finally obtain martensite directly. So what I have discussed is, see, if you coming to the continuous cooling instead of isothermal cooling, what happens is the starting point and ending point will be shifting towards the right. That means the time required for the starting of the transformation from alpha to pearlite or bainite, whatever it may be, will be delayed. That means that time is called incubation. Time required for the starting of the transformation is called incubation time. See, for 500 degrees Celsius, from here to this much, this low time is this much, difference in time is the incubation time. If for a slow cooling rate, this much time we will have as the incubation time. So for slow cooling rate, the incubation time will be much more compared to the faster cooling rates. Okay. So anyway, the graph is being shifted towards right, so we will have much faster, we will obtain more time for the starting of the transformation process, as well as the temperature is lowered. How you can conclude that? If you think about a cooling rate which is going like this, see, this is a cooling curve starting from this point to, from 700 degrees Celsius, it is going like this. So if it was TTT diagram, then the cooling, we are supposed to expect the transformation to begin at this point, that is around 650 or 625 degrees Celsius, we are expecting the transformation to begin. But actually that if it is considered as a continuous cooling, then the transformation will be starting at this point only, which is slightly lower temperature than the initial one. So always the transformation temperature, starting temperature as well as the finishing temperature also is going to be lowered. With the shift of this curve, both the incubation time or the time required for a reaction to begin and end is delayed, as well as the time temperature for the transformation to take place or to begin also will be lowered. These two things are happening by the shifting of the curve. A plot containing such modified beginning and ending reaction curve is termed as continuous cooling transformation diagram. So that a curve or a modified diagram having that containing that modified beginning and ending is commonly known as continuous cooling CCT diagram, continuous cooling transformation diagram or CCT diagram. That is what is shown here. This diagram shows both TTT diagram as well as the CCT diagram. This is only for the comparison purpose. So this one is the actual CCT diagram. If it is asked for the examination, this diagram will be enough. Okay. Two cooling curves corresponding to moderately fast and slow rates are superimposed on CCT diagram as shown in figure. Here, for the explanation of the CCT diagram, I have drawn two cooling curves. One is this one. This line shows the slow cooling rate curve, slow cooling curve, this one. And this one is compared to this one, this curve is much faster cooling curve, or moderately rapid cooling, we'll say it is moderately rapid cooling curve, this one. So as from our earlier discussion in the TTT diagram, we know that for a lower cooling rate, if the cooling is done in furnace cooling, if the cooling process of furnace cooling, what do you mean by furnace cooling? For the heating, see, the steel, before doing the heat treatment, we will be initially raising its temperature above the recrystallization temperature or above eutectic temperature or above the 727 degrees Celsius. Then only we will have austenite in its stable form. So we have to raise the temperature to that austenite temperature region. So that is being accomplished by placing this specimen in a furnace. So once the temperature is reached to above the required temperature, then what we will do is we will be putting the furnace off so that the heat is kept there itself. So specimen is getting the temperature everywhere equal. After that, we are not providing the heat, we are not allowing the heat to escape directly. Instead, heat will be lost very slowly, so that the cooling rate will be very less. That is the meaning of slow cooling or furnace cooling. So in that case, the heat loss to the atmosphere will be very less. So it will take a lot of hours to finish. ചിലപ്പോൾ ദിവസങ്ങൾ തന്നെ വേണ്ടി വരും. അത് ഫർണസിൽ നമ്മൾ ചൂടാക്കാൻ വെച്ച് ചൂടാക്കി ഫർണസ് അങ്ങ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോൾ അതിനുള്ള ഹീറ്റ് അവിടെ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാവും. പിന്നെ അത് ഗ്രാജ്വലി മാത്രമേ ആ ഹീറ്റ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് പോവുള്ളൂ. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അതിനാണ് ഏറ്റവും സ്ലോ കൂളിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഫർണസ് കൂളിംഗ്. അതിനേക്കാളും കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഹയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള കൂളിംഗ് ആണ് എയർ കൂളിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എയർ കൂളിംഗ് ആകുമ്പോൾ ഫർണസ് കൂളിംഗുമായിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഫാസ്റ്റർ കൂളിംഗ് ആണ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വരുന്നതാണ് ഓയിൽ കൊഞ്ചിങ് എന്ന് പറയും. ഓയിൽ ബാത്തിലൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കൂളിംഗ്. അതിനേക്കാളും ഫാസ്റ്റർ ആയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ് വാട്ടർ കൂളിംഗ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതിൽ ഏത് വിച്ച് കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റ് വി ആർ ചൂസിങ്, ദ എൻഡ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് വിൽ ബി ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ ദാറ്റ് വൺ. ഇഫ് യു ആർ ഗോയിങ് ഫോർ slow cooling or furnace cooling, what will get is we will be obtaining the coarse grained pearlite structure as the final product. If we are going for moderately rapid cooling curve, that is cooling in the presence of air, then we will be getting fine pearlite. If we go for other methods like water quenching or water cooling, then usually we will be obtaining martensite. Like that, different structures we will obtain based on the cooling rate. So here I have shown you two cooling curves. One is slow cooling or furnace cooling we will simply call. The other one is moderately rapid cooling, or this is I think air cooling. This is one is air cooling. Cooling used by the air, or the specimen is directly kept in the open atmosphere. Air is passing over this one, not no forced air is passed over this one. By the natural convection, the cooling will take place. That is what is known as air cooling. So in that case, final product will be fine perlite. In the earlier one, if the cooling is in furnace itself, then we will obtain coarse perlite as the final structure. See, these two within this two region transformation is taking place. See here it is written as that symbol denotes a transformation during cooling. So cooling transformation starting point is this one, and transformation end point is this one. Here the transformation starting point is this one is the end point. This is actually CCT curve. This is not the TTT diagram. This one is the CCT. Shape of this CCT curve is like this. See, in TTT diagram we were having lower portion also, but here the CCT diagram terminates at this point. At the nose that CCT diagram is terminated. I will explain later why this is terminated here. There is no lower portion for the CCT diagram. Just like TTT diagram, it won't have any lower portion. So this much is enough. The reason is by continuous cooling it is difficult to formulate, difficult to finally obtain the bainite structure. Usually the structures we will obtain during the continuous cooling are coarse perlite, fine perlite, then we will be directly obtaining martensite. These are the three structures that we are expecting. So if you want to get the bainite, then we have to go for the isothermal cooling. That is the only option. Okay, so in continuous cooling we are not talking about isothermal cooling, so obtaining bainite will not be there. So that is the reason why the CCT diagram is terminated at the nose point. Okay, now this is the CCT diagram, and by this cooling rate we will be getting coarse perlite and fine perlite. That is all about CCT diagram. The microstructural products for the moderately rapid and slow cooling rates curves are fine and coarse perlite respectively. That we have already told. That is shown by that two figure. If the cooling rate is very slow, then we will get coarse perlite, and otherwise we will get fine perlite. Normally bainite will not form when an alloy of eutectoid composition or any plain carbon steel is continuously cooled to room temperature. So in a continuous cooling process of any carbon steel or for a eutectoid composition, we won't get the bainite as the final product. This is because all the austenite will have transformed to the perlite by the time bainite transformation has become possible. This sentence I will explain with the TTT diagram, that will be better. Okay, with this diagram I can explain. See, it is a slow cooling rate, then cooling curve will be going like this. Finally we will be obtaining coarse perlite. If somewhat faster cooling, that is air cooling, then cooling diagram will be going like this, then we will be obtaining fine perlite. See, for both these curves there is a definite starting point and there is a definite ending point. What does it mean? That means the transformation is completed. If it is having a starting point as well as ending point, that means the transformation is completely, that transformation will take place, and finally we will have a definite microstructure at the end of the transformation. But if you think about a much faster cooling rate, what is happening is, see, a cooling curve is going like this. So it is touching the starting point of the continuous cooling curves here, but it will not touch the, if the cooling rate is like this, it will not touch the ending point of the TTT diagram or CCT diagram. See, it is not touching this point. That means the transformation will not be complete during a much faster cooling rate. So what does it mean? The austenite will start to form perlite structure, but it will not completely transform into perlite. So what happens is, before complete transformation of austenite into perlite, it is directly touching the lower line, that is this one. This one is M start line. That means at this point martensite will directly start to create, or martensite structure will formulate. So that means complete transformation will not be there. Instead we will be obtaining martensite structure. So that is why this curve is not important. This line is not important for the CCT diagram. So starting may be there, but ending will not be there, or complete transformation will not take place. So directly we will be obtaining martensite in that particular cooling rate. That's why this curve is terminated at the nose at the nose point. Okay, so this AB line is the closing line. So CCT diagram will be only up to this region only. There is no lower portion. I think the concept is clear for you. So that is the reason why it is terminated with the nose point. Thus the region corresponding to the austenite perlite transformation terminates just below the nose, that is curve AB, shown by curve AB. Hence CCT curve does not extend beyond the nose of TTT curve. അത് പറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റിൽ പോകുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ഇവിടെ എൻഡ് ചെയ്തു, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഫൈൻ കോസ്പിയർ ലൈറ്റ് കിട്ടി. ഏതാണ്? ഫർണസ് കൂളിംഗ് ആണെങ്കിൽ. എയർ കൂളിംഗ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ് കിട്ടി, ഇവിടെ എൻഡിങ് പോയിന്റ് കിട്ടി, അപ്പോഴും കിട്ടി നമുക്ക് ഫൈൻ പെയർ ലൈറ്റ് കിട്ടി. അതിനേക്കാൾ കൂടുതലൊരു കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റിലൂടെ വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ പോയിന്റ് ടച്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു, എന്താ ഓസ്റ്റനൈറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫോർമേഷൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു. ഓസ്റ്റനൈറ്റ് എന്തായിട്ടാണ്? പെർലൈറ്റ് ആയിട്ടാണ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫോം ചെയ്ത് കിട്ടേണ്ടത് നമുക്ക്, അല്ലേ? പെർലൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? ഫൈനലി സിമെൻറ്റൈറ്റും ഇതിൻ്റെയും കൂടിയുള്ള കോമ്പിനേഷൻ. പെർലൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സിമെൻറ്റൈറ്റും ഫെറൈറ്റും തമ്മിലുള്ള കോമ്പിനേഷനാണ്. ഫൈനലി അതിനേക്കാൾ ഹയർ കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ എന്താ സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്? സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു, പെർലൈറ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യാൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു, പക്ഷേ ഇത് ഡയറക്റ്റ് ഇവിടെയുള്ള കേവിനെ ടച്ച് ചെയ്യാണ്ട് നേരെ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുകയാണ്? ഈ ലൈനിലേക്കാണ് വന്ന് തീരുക. ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇപ്പുറത്തേക്കുള്ള ഒരു കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റ് എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അപ്പോഴെന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുക? ഈ എം സ്റ്റാർട്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നതിൻ്റെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിൻ്റാണ്. M50% എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റ് 50% മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റും 50% പെർലൈറ്റും ആയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. M90 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 90% മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റും 10% മാത്രമേ എന്തുണ്ടാവില്ല പെർലൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. അതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ മീനിങ്. അപ്പോൾ നല്ല ഫാസ്റ്റ് കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റിൽ അത് പെട്ടെന്ന് തണുപ്പിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്താ സംഭവിക്കുക? ചില കേവ് ഈ നോസിനെ ടച്ച് ചെയ്യുക പോലില്ല, ഡയറക്റ്റ് ഇതിലേ വന്നിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ഈ എം സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ലൈനിലെത്തും. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താ? ഓസ്റ്റനൈറ്റ് ഡയറക്റ്റായിട്ട് എന്തായാലും മാറുക? മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മാറുക. ഒരിക്കലും പെർലൈറ്റ് ഇതിലെ സ്ട്രക്ചർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തുണ്ടാവില്ല? ഫെറൈറ്റോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സിമെൻറ്റൈറ്റോ ആ സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഉണ്ടാവുകയില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഏറ്റവും ഹാർഡായിട്ടുള്ള സ്ട്രക്ചറാണ് മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റ് എന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അതിലേക്ക് ഡയറക്റ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫോർമേഷൻ നടക്കുക ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പോൾ ഈ നോസിനെ ടച്ച് ചെയ്ത് പോകുന്ന കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റിനാണ് ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അതിൽ കൂടുതൽ ഏത് കൂളിംഗ് റേറ്റ് ആയാലും ഡയറക്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് മാർട്ടൻസൈറ്റ് മാത്രമേ കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇനി ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ താഴോട്ടുള്ള ഭാഗത്തിന് പ്രസക്തി ഇല്ല. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്? ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. AB എന്നുള്ള പോയിന്റ് വെച്ചിട്ട് CCT ഡയഗ്രം ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. So in CCT diagram, unreacted austenite transform into martensite upon crossing the M start line. See, once the cooling curve starts the M start line, then martensite transformation will take place. We will get plethora of microstructure due to continuous cooling. Plethora means namakku plethora means if we are going for the isothermal cooling or TTT diagram, in that case cooling temperature is kept constant. So we will be obtaining all the product as same in the final stage. See, if slow cooling, then finally all the structure obtained in the steel will be either fine perlite or coarse perlite. If it is slow cooling, fine coarse perlite we will get. If it is air cooling, then fine perlite we will be obtaining. If it is much faster cooling, then bainite. If it is much fast cooler than that is cooling rate greater than the critical cooling, then we will be obtaining martensite. So that final structure will be definitely we will have a fixed final state. Either it will be coarse perlite, fine perlite, like that. But in this case, since the cooling rates are continuously varying or cooling temperature is continuously varying, so we cannot predict a single phase at the end. So plethora of microstructures is possible. Sometimes combination of different structures is also possible. That is the meaning of plethora. Plethora means pala tharathilulla meaning ആണ്. So we will get plethora of microstructure due to continuous cooling. Okay, that is the importance of CCT diagram. Okay, now I think we will discuss the heat treatment in the next presentation. Okay, thank you.